Tom Eisenhauer joins us here in the halftime, and we started a new fall season here. Lots of changes always at the beginning of the year. Could you kind of outline things that people might be looking to see when they come to a Jewel event this fall?
Yeah, and Rick, love being on your show. So
thanks.
I feel like over the past year, I didn't get to hang out with you as much as I used to.
You've become a busy man. Maybe we should talk about that first. How is the new assignment for you as interim AD?
I've always been busy, right? And now I'm just busier in a different way, and busier in a different type of clothes. I have a lot more button-up shirts, nicer pants. But I think my wife appreciates that. I look a little nicer when I leave the house when I come home, so that's always a plus. Really enjoying the work I'm doing now. It's so much different than coaching, but it's so similar as well. I feel like my team no longer are the student athletes, but I've got a team of coaches. And how I think that's really different than what I was doing before is that now my team is made up of a lot of people who, many of which are older than I am, many of which are more experienced. And so it creates a great working environment where we share ideas and really be at the same level with somebody and consider people on my team my colleagues. It's a great opportunity. Really thankful to be here. Really thankful to be in the role that I am. But I also am excited because I get to impact more student athletes than I was just as the cross-country and track and field coach. The trade-off is I don't get to know them as personally as I did when I was coaching them and we're going through the recruiting process. But I know that the work I do on a daily basis impacts nearly 400 students. So
let's talk about some of the individual jobs you have under this umbrella. What are some of the things you're responsible for directly?
Well, I have oversight to a lot of financial aid issues and a lot of admissions and recruitment issues. So just in terms of how our approach to recruiting new student athletes fits within the college's overall strategy for new student recruitment, I'm kind of the point person for that. Now, that being said, we've got a great admissions team and a great financial aid team, so they do a lot of the legwork, but I tend to be the point person, kind of the go-to between our departments there. But then I'm doing a lot of game day management stuff, and so for me, I spent a lot of time over the summer trying to develop some processes. We did a lot of work, especially I've got to give Logan Bryant, our compliance director, a lot of credit. We had a lot of work to do in the compliance area. We were doing everything right that we needed to do, but as the college adopts different filing systems and we went to a new digital filing system, that meant we had to change the way we operate down here, and that's not as exciting as a football game, but it's necessary work. We're going to comply with the NCAA rules, and we're going to demonstrate it and make sure that we're taking that very seriously. And so, wear a lot of different hats. It depends on the day what I'm doing, but does that cover it for you?
I think that covers it. Yeah, and the compliance issue is, I think, has been hammered home a little bit. There was a school in our conference that I think folks have heard about had to undergo some penalties, but it's preventative medicine. That's the key, is what you're saying, I think.
Yeah, well, and essentially, the reason we have the rules in place is because you want to ensure fair play. We want to know that our student athletes, when they go to another school, that they have a fair chance to compete against other college athletes. And I'm not accusing any other school of wrongdoing, but you have to have confidence in your peers, whether it's in your conference or whether it's in the Division II association as a whole, that they're playing by the same rules that you are. And so you have to demonstrate that. You've got to keep records. You've got to know, not only are you have to follow the rules, but you have to be able to demonstrate that you're following the rules. And I think that is something that we've done well. But again, as our processes change on campus as a whole for filing, that means we've got to do things differently as well. And and my big takeaway from that is, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I don't know how long anyone who works here is going to be here. It may be a year, it may be 50 years, but I want to make sure that whoever does come next, they inherit something really, really good in terms of they can find the information they need, they can access it readily.
Right. Yeah. Way back when we started this, I asked you about what fans would see different this year, and what are some of those differences or things that people should look for in our athletic department in the coming year?
I don't know that you're going to see a lot of differences necessarily, especially in the game day atmosphere. The big difference that you'll see with the football game is we have a new tailgating policy. So we are very intentional now about promoting tailgating. It will all take place in the east side of the commuter lot, so we're trying to really gather all the tailgaters in one area, really create more of a festive atmosphere, promote that event not only to our parents and to our alums, but also to our current students.
Right.
On our campus we have an alcohol policy that allows students of age to consume alcohol responsibly, and that's also undergone some revisions over the summer. And so on our campus, students of age can consume alcohol at football tailgates, and but we do so in the spirit of responsible consumption, and we do it in the spirit of education. We want to grow our students to be responsible citizens, and so we're not going to shy away from the fact that college students are going to consume alcohol, but we want to provide opportunities and give them opportunities to be the responsible adults that we know they are. So in a sense, don't prove them guilty.
Right.
Give them an opportunity.
Sure.
I think I butchered that, but
no,
you know where
I
I'm
think we
going.
know what you mean. Finally, Tom, the new logo, the new theme for the year and for upcoming years for William Jewell College is the Critical Thinking College. It's the only critical thinking college in the nation. What does that term mean to you, and how does that apply to athletics?
The Critical Thinking College is something that we've always done. For over 20 years, it's been part of our core curriculum. So this is not necessarily something new. It's really a matter of us really identifying, looking in the mirror, and leveraging that. This is a strength that we do, and that we do this better than anybody else. And that's why we can call ourselves the Critical Thinking College. And what that means essentially for our students is that they're not coming here to get a trade skill.
Right.
We are teaching students to read, to write, to communicate effectively, to problem solve, and to collaborate. And those types of skills are the skills that are going to be applicable to whatever job they have. There's a lot of emphasis on technology right now, but technology changes so rapidly that you could be trained to do something, and in 5 years it's going to be obsolete. I think Apple just announced that they're discontinuing some of their iPods, right? And that hasn't been 20 years that's been on the market.
Right.
So when you look at things like that, we're trying to position our students and our graduates to possess the skills necessary to adapt to a changing world. And the best way to do that is critical thinking. Be able to problem solve, to work with the people around you, but just find solutions, and that's what the world needs, is solutions.
Right.
So,
Tom Eisenhauer, he's the interim athletic director for William Jewell College, and we'll be back with more after this.